Making observations in nature.
Hi scientists, Mr. Ambrosino here. I'm an environmental education teacher for Ann Arbor Public Schools, and today I'm going to share some tips about going out into our local habitats to make some observations. A naturalist is a scientist who studies nature, and you can be a naturalist by going out and using your senses in the outdoors. Making observations in nature is a fun activity that can also help you learn some science along the way. You can make nature observations from just about anywhere. An observation window at home, your backyard, or a local park. Here are some safety tips that can help you stay safe when you're going out to make observations in nature. If your nature study is happening during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic, please make sure you're following guidelines from the state government and from the health department so that you stay safe. This might include only going out with your own family or people from your household and making sure you're visiting places where you can stay at least 6 feet away from other people. It's important to go with an adult and make sure that you know where you're going or carry a map so that you don't get lost. I always try to dress for the weather. I like wearing closed-toed shoes, long pants, and long sleeve shirts to help protect my skin from insects and from plants that could irritate my skin like poison ivy. I always wear a hat to protect my skin from sunburn, and I bring water with me so that I stay hydrated. When I get home, I check myself for insects, especially ticks, which are small insects that can burrow their heads into your skin. What I do is I make a thorough check of my socks, my legs, and I often take a shower when I get home so that I can remove those insects before they bite me. Okay, let's get started. Today I'm going to share an observation strategy called the sit spot. I'm going to leave the trail here. Notice how I watch carefully so I don't trample plants or disturb habitat. To make a sit spot, look for a place that you can comfortably sit down for at least 5 minutes. Be still and use your senses. Turn your voice off, turn your ears on. What can you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? As you sit quietly and observe, you'll notice that you'll start to see and notice more and more things that are living here in this habitat. As I start to notice more organisms as I'm sitting here in my sit spot, I'm thinking to myself, how do those organisms make a living in this habitat? How do they get their water, their food? How do they protect themselves? As I sit and observe, I notice myself relaxing. My senses start to feel sharpened. I start noticing sounds that I hadn't heard before, like this babbling brook. I start to look around me and I notice small things. I see snails living on this log, along with lichen that's growing on this dead tree material. I see a special plant that's growing right here next to the stream, jack-in-the-pulpit. And I hear a woodpecker drilling into a nearby tree.
While you're in your sit spot, you can take some notes or make sketches of things you notice.
Another thing I like to do to help myself slow down and observe is make sketches of some things I notice. I'll draw a picture, try to make it look just like I'm seeing. And I'll also jot down some notes about what I'm noticing. When I stopped to look at this jack-in-the-pulpit plant, I lifted it slightly and a moth flew out from underneath. I think it was using it as a place to hide. I also saw a bee come and rest on the leaf, and I noticed a small spider that's building a web right here on this plant.
I see the green leaves on the jack-in-the-pulpit plant and the pitcher-shaped flower that it has. I think it is a producer, an organism that can make its own food through the process of photosynthesis. I wonder, is the pitcher shape of its flower meant to attract insects that would pollinate this plant? I see a small spider living on the edge of the jack-in-the-pulpit leaf. I think it's building a web. I wonder, is it going to live here for a long time or move on and build another web somewhere else? After I've spent some time making observations in my sit spot, I like to go for a walk and see what else I can find. I noticed this moss growing on a large rock in the forest. I think it's a producer like the jack-in-the-pulpit that can make its own food through photosynthesis using sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. But I wonder, does the moss get any nutrients from the rock that it's growing on? Does a plant like this not need any soil at all to grow? I saw a mammal scurrying up a tree. When I got close, it froze and stayed very, very still. I think it might be a groundhog. I wonder if it was scared and trying to hide, thinking that I might be a predator.
Pileated woodpecker pecking at that bank.
I see this large bird pecking its beak into that sandy bank. I think it might be looking for food. I wonder if there are insects living there that the bird is after. I see a fungus growing on a fallen log. I think it's a coral fungus. I wonder, how does this organism get its water? If I reached my finger inside of the log, would it feel moist and wet like a sponge?
I found a fallen hickory nut from this shagbark hickory tree. When I opened it up, I noticed that there are ants using it for habitat. One of the things I noticed in this park is that there's a plant that's called garlic mustard that's crowding out a lot of the native plants that used to live here. If you crunch the leaf of a garlic mustard plant and give it a sniff, you'll notice a garlicky smell. Many people are trying to remove these plants from our parks because they're not native to Michigan. Most animals do not use them for food or habitat, and they crowd out other types of plants that those organisms do need. Sometimes I don't observe the animal itself, but I see a sign that an animal has been here. For example, I found this bone, which is likely from a deer that died. In addition to a journal and something to write with, I like to bring along some field guides in case I see something interesting that I want to identify or learn more about. I also like to bring a loupe or small magnifying glass to help me look at things up close.
When you use a magnifying glass to make up-close observations, you'll be amazed at some of the things you see.
Scientists, this is really all you need to get started with your nature study. A safe place and a few quiet minutes to make observations. I find that the more things that I notice, the more excited I am to get home and continue some research and study about the things I observe. Good luck with your habitat investigations, and I know you'll find some amazing things.
If you want to go outside and make nature observations, make a plan with your family so you can stay safe. Share your findings with friends, family, and your teachers. Good luck!